Chapter 1 Northern Lands. "It's freezing," grumbled Alessio, his teeth chattering. "Are you even sure there are people out here?" asked Federico, bundling up in a blanket. "I'm sure that if they do live here, they're hungry and mean, just like this cold. Can you really imagine anything growing here?" "You're right. No vineyards, no olive trees. All they have is Christmas trees." "Maybe they eat Christmas tree needles?" Federico laughed spiritedly, and that made everyone feel a bit better. "Listen, not everyone eats fruit. In cold places like this, people probably eat potatoes. Or meat," Alessio remarked. "Meat? What kind of meat? Do you mean chicken?" Rainbow the rooster asked nervously, poking his head out from the hay. No, definitely not chicken." Melody the horse pulling the sleigh turned her head. "No chicken could ever survive this cold." The horse's face was covered with frost, and icicles hung down from the hairs on her lower lip, chiming sadly with every step she took. "By the way," started Federico, "I read a scientific study by a famous traveler who explored Russia. He writes that the northern people are wild, merciless, and bloodthirsty, no better than the Australian Aborigines. According to him, they even have fangs, like wolves or werewolves." "Look, we're approaching Pajariche village," explained Alessio. "What a terrifying name. Pajariche, Burnedville," Federico persisted. "Clearly this place burned down long ago and everything and everyone is gone. Was it really that hard to choose a more positive, cheerful place? Why are we dragging ourselves to this particular village?" "I don't know about all of you, but I don't think I can drag for much longer," breathed Melody, turning her head again. The icicles on her lips had frozen stiff and she could barely open her mouth. "But if everything burned down, where am I supposed to cock-a-doodle-doo?" crowed Rainbow. "It was my dream to greet the sun with my loudest cock-a-doodle-doo on the roof ridge of the tallest and most beautiful house." "It's all right. You'll find some charred old post a bit taller than the others to bawl on. But please don't do it at 4 a.m, I beg you," said Coconut the monkey, who had just woken up. "Friends, I can smell smoke." Moosic the cat was sniffing the air. "There, it's one of two things," said Chip the parrot. "It's either the stench of ashes, as the village name suggests, or these northern cannibals have already lit their bonfires and can't wait for their prey to come riding them on its own. Hey, Melody, hurry up! The water's already boiling in their pots." The fortune-telling sessions were set in a big izba. What is an izba? Oh, here we have some annotations. An izba is a traditional Russian countryside dwelling. Conventional izbas are log houses. An enormous samovar was set in the center, and they had tea with baryanki and lingonberry. There are different ways to read one's fortune. In the hair and ring method, an ornate bowl was set at the center of the table and filled with water. A young woman slid a smooth, stoneless ring onto a single hair pulled from her head, and held both ends of the hair tight between her finger and thumb. She dipped it into the water and asked a yes or no question. "Will I have my wedding this year? Do I already know my future spouse?" etc. If the ring on the hair started spinning in a circle, the answer was yes. If it swung back and forth, no. If it hung still, there was no real answer. Decide for yourself. What else is there in this book? Russian decorative painting, dressed to impress, celebrating Maslenitsa, the woman who towered over the pines, Masha's dolls, and Alessio means Baba Yaga and more spirits. To read the whole story and bring some color to the Russian life, you can purchase the book on Amazon.com.